There you go. Now I can record. By the way, some of you will ask me about is this video is going to post in D2L? The answer is yes. So so all the videos that is on the Zoom session here will be posted in D2L via YouTube, and it's a private link. So that means that you cannot go to YouTube and search for it. So you have to actually click on the link that I put in D2L that you can watch it over and over again. So, so today we're going to talk about the syllabus and the P1 and all the online stuff. So if you have, I think I sent you guys the syllabus like a week ago. So we meet 12 o'clock, 1 to 1 o'clock Monday, Thursday, and we're going to use back the same Zoom link that you used here for all 12 Zoom sessions. Phone and if you call me, you have to leave a message because I'm not going to go back to school. So I'll be in my home now, but email me with the best way to contact with me. The textbook we are using is the 10th edition textbook. Some of you are asking me, do I need this textbook and so on and so on. My answer to you is yes, go buy the textbook. Go buy that textbook, go buy the access code. The reason why I want you guys to buy that textbook and the access code is because this textbook is used for 3 classes. Is used for this class, and then you go to college algebra, which is your next class, math 1150, and then you also go to trigonometry, which is we call it pre-calculus. So if you're thinking about this class, college algebra and pre-cal, which is trigonometry in this case, you are using the same textbook. So that's why you do not buy textbook for 3 semesters. You use the same textbook, and you use the same. If you bought the code is good for 2 years. So it's good for 2 years, so you can keep using it. So that means that if you're taking college algebra and trig next semester or in the future, you do not need to buy any textbook. So that's the reason why I would recommend you to buy the book, because we use it for the whole 3 semester. Okay, so don't throw your book away. Don't throw your code away. If you have your code, do not throw that code away because it will be you keep it. Then if something happens, you can send it to us, say, okay, this is the code, something happens, so we can check it, okay? So make sure you guys do not throw anything away, because it's good for 3 semesters or 2 years in this case. Calculators, I recommend you to get a scientific calculators. Since it's a take-home test, I know some students will use a graphing calculators, but I can tell you that everything in the take-home test here is gonna be graded based on work shown. So I will look at your work and I will grade based on your work. And let's say that your work shown and suddenly you get an answer, but all your work is all like, I don't know how you get 3, but answer correct is 3, but everything you shown in the work doesn't came up to be 3, you will not get a lot of points here. So mostly when I grade your test, I will be grading based on your work shown. So I mean, if you just graph your graph using your calculators, graphing calculators, you probably won't get any points at all. I know students do that. In my last semester, and they were like, why I get only 1 point, because because you use a graphing calculator to do it, because I didn't see all the works. Okay, so make sure you guys try your best to your test is all based on your work shown. Okay, so the grading scale is attendance is 10%. This 10% is actually the Zoom session. So as you guys know that when you guys came here to attendance, there will be attendance point here, 10%. So next time when you guys came here, I will take attendance like halfway through, and then what you guys need to do is you guys have to just in the chat room, you just type present, because when you type present, your name will come up, so I can take attendance very easily. So I just say, okay, I'm taking attendance now. I want you guys to go to the chat room and type present. So like, you know, you're present, you're here. So when you type your present, you're here, that means that's kind of like taking attendance, because I save everything into my computer. So I can figure out who is absent and who is not absent in this case. Someone has a question here. Let me see. Present. Yep, like that. Perfect. Yep, like what Alham Jalid did. Present. That will be something that I will want you guys to do. So the next meeting, so that I know that. So that's what you guys have to do here. So I would recommend you to do that, so then I know who is going. And then you can any questions you have, you can either unmute yourself and talk to me, talk to the class. Don't be shy. We only have like 16 students in this classroom, so it's pretty small. And then who was the one that just got in here? I'll do another round of the present thing, so I do know who just came in, because that's why people came in late and something after that. So so that is 10%. As you guys know that we meet 12 Zoom meetings. So I only calculate 10 of the Zoom meetings. So you got 2 freebies. So if you're missing 2 of my my class, is fine. 2 of my Zoom meeting session is fine. Because there's a freebie for everyone. So I wouldn't count to 10. So every Zoom meeting is at 1% of your grade, which is pretty good. So make sure you guys do come in class here. Can the person who comes in late just now, can you type your name, say you're present in the chat room? Because I don't know who you are. I know one person, I don't know who that is, came in late. Online homework is 25%. Okay, so it is all based on the Webassign web page. I will show it to you how you register and so on. We only got 2 tests, midterms and finals. Your midterm is 30% and your finals is 35%. These 2 are not comprehensive, means that your midterm will only have chapter 2 and chapter 3, and then your final will only have chapter 4 and chapter 5. So that means that they don't, your finals is not like everything. So midterm is only for the first two chapters, and finals is only for the last 2 chapters. Okay. And then the grading skills are basic, A, B, C, D, F. So so this is a very basic stuff. If I finish grading all your stuff at the end of semester and you are falling on the 9s, like 89, 79, 69, 59, I will automatically round up to the next grade. Okay, so if you got an 89.1 or 89.2 or sometimes an 88.7, 88, sometimes an 8, I will also round up to the next grade. But anything that below 8, like 7, 87, 86, 85, no, then I will not round that up to the next grade. Okay, so I will round grade up if your grade is very close to that next grade. Okay, so you do not, if you're scared, you can always email me, hey David, I'm 88.5. Will I get an A? Just send me an email if you're not sure about it. Usually I will round things up if you are very close to that next letter grade. Okay. So this class is what we call as Bridge to College Algebra. Means that we will, this is a class that you'll go to college algebra. So we'll be doing mostly what we call as prerequisites materials, like exponents and polynomials, factoring, rationals, complex, quadratic equations. And then later on in the next, and then you will follow up the rest of them in college algebra. So if you look at your textbook, we only do chapter P, which is chapter prerequisite, and chapter 1. Okay, so we only do 2 chapters here, chapter P and chapter 1. And then in college algebra, you do chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, this is, I'm sorry, you only got midterm. Sorry, I'm teaching 2 classes here. So your midterm is only for chapter P, sorry, and your final is only for chapter 1. So again, you got 2 chapters. Midterm is for chapter P. Once you finish chapter P, you have a midterm, and then your finals, once you finish chapter 1, you have a finals. Again, they are not comprehensive, means you do not, the finals doesn't consist of everything. Okay, so this is, I need to tone it down to bridge. This is the bridge class. You guys have any questions for me? So far, so good. Anyone have any questions for me? Who came in late just now? Anyone who came in late? I know one person came in late just now. Is that Hablin? No, Hablin was here.
Yes, I came in late.
Can I get your name? Because I do not have your name here.
I just enrolled the class like a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
I might have your list.
Okay. You guys can hear me, right? Oh, turn on that thing. Oops, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you just got in, right?
Right.
Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't get it. Okay, good. Now I can put that away. All right, good. Next class meeting, we talk about that Monday and Thursday, 12 to 1, 10%. We have 12 Zoom meetings. I only count 10, so you can miss 2 Zoom meetings, which is kind of extra credit for you guys. And then all Zoom meetings will be posted in YouTube as a private link, and then the link we post in D2L, so you can watch this over and over again. Notes, there are notes, instructor notes, so it looks something like this. So this is the instructor notes that is reposted in D2L. We will go through these instructor notes together, and then there are some examples at the end, because this kind of instructor notes will be something that we will use a lot during when you do your homework. Okay, so we kind of go through this chapter P here, P1, which is an easy chapter here today. So that will be the instructor notes that I'm talking about here. So so they'll all be posted in D2L. So I will recommend you guys to go and look through my notes there. And then I also post some videos link that you can watch. So the link that I post to you is going to be a lot. So you probably be overwhelmed, like, oh my God, David, are you going to call me to watch all these videos? No, I'm not going to call you to watch all those videos. I just want you to know that if you are struggling on certain type, like that if you look at the link on the videos, that one is called fractions, which is very basic stuff. So if you think that, oh, you know what, I think I need to brush up my fractions, how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. So you can actually watch those videos, but you think that, you know what, I know how to add, I know how to subtract, but I don't know how to multiply, divide, then you just watch the multiply and divide part. So I did give you quite a lot of link to watch the videos. Some of the links are created by me, some of the links are created in YouTube, some of the links are from the textbook. So do not overwhelm by the link, and you will be like, oh my God, David, that's a lot of videos. I can show it to you. This is the link that looks like. Okay, so some students look at it, was like, are you sure you want to watch all these videos? And if you click like this follow, it has like a lot of links in there, a lot of like videos to watch. So I do not, just something that you guys need to help. Something else, then you watch it. So these are the links that I'm talking about here. So if you do need help on videos type, there are, videos that are from Khan, some of them are from Khan Academy, some of them is, so you don't go to YouTube and search it yourself, and then you figure out there's so many videos, I don't know which one to watch. So I can provide you some videos link that you can actually watch it. So if you think you want to have more extra, you say, you know what, I think I need to emphasize on this, I cannot find the videos, you can always email me and ask me, hey David, can you find me a link for this problem? And I will say, I will find it for you. If I cannot find it, then I'll make one for you. Okay, so that's pretty easy stuff. So that's the notes. Online homework is on the Webassign Webassign. So the website you go is webassign.net, not com. Website.net here, and your online homework has a help button, and one of the help button is called Watch It. What I will show it to you later on. What is this Watch It button is that you click on the Watch It button, you will get exactly kind of the same question, but with different numbers. So instead of 2x plus 4, they will do 3x plus 5 equals to 8. The different type of questions, but the same concept, and you watch it. And then once you finish watching it, then you try to do your homework here. I just want to point out to you that every questions in your online homework, you have 5 tries. So so once you, that means 5 tries per question. So once you did the third one and the third tries, you still get it wrong, then I recommend you to stop and email it to me, because once you hit the 5th wrong, I cannot reverse everything. That means I cannot give you that. So make sure that once you hit the 3rd wrong answers, you say, oh, this is the time get wrong. Stop. Don't do anything. Send it to me. Okay. And I also want to point out to you that because this is an online homework, so they are very picky with your answers. So let's say it is a let's say it's a coordinate system is 6, 8, 6, 8. You did not put a comma, they will mark you wrong. If you don't put in the parentheses, because coordinates you have them in parentheses, they will mark you wrong. So I just want to point out to you that they are very picky with all these little things like parentheses and commas and capital letters and lowercase and all those things. So I just want to point out to you that. But if you are frustrated with it because you got the same answer, let's say your answer is 6, 8, but you forgot to put a comma in there, or you forgot to put a parenthesis in there, you can always email me back and then I will give you that point. Okay, so it's very easy to fix it because you got the right answer. It's just the way that you enter is wrong. I will give you the point. And sometimes, like, the answer is a capital A, but you put a small letter, lowercase a, and they will mark you wrong, and then you just send it to me, and I will give you that point back. Okay. So if you have any questions regarding with like little picky stuff like that, that your online will mark you wrong, but you get the right answer, you can always send it to me. But if you are totally out, you know, like the answer is not 6.8, the answer is, you know, -3.5, totally out of what you gave to me, then I will tell you, sorry, this is not the real correct answer. So unfortunately, I won't give you that point back. Okay. So all your online homeworks are due on Monday at midnight. Okay. Usually for this class, you got 2 sections per week to do. So this one will be 25% of your total grade. And this class key is very important because this is the class key that you need to enter when you register for my online class. So I'll show it to you how to do this once we go through the syllabus here. So is everyone doing all right here so far with the first page of the syllabus? Before we move on to the next page, anyone have any questions for me? Okay. Figure out where to put that little chat sign up there. No, that's not the chat one. Where is the chat one? They're all hiding. I know they like to hide. There you go. Okay, good. So again, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, next, midterm and finals. As I told you, both midterm and finals tests are take-home tests. You have a 24 hours to do your test. So for the midterm, which is a chapter P, it will only be it'll be given on Tuesday, July 28th at noon, and is due on Wednesday, July 29th at noon. So that is the midterm test. And then the finals is on chapter 1 is Friday, August 14 noon, and then it will be due on Saturday, August 15 noon. So you got 24 hours to do your test. The test is around like like maybe 15, 16 questions long. So this is how you do the test. And your midterm is 30% of your final grade. Your final is 35% of your final grade. Your test will be sent to you via college email. I just want to point out to you that. And also you'll be posted in D2L. So you know that we have a midterm on Tuesday, July 28th. Go check the D2L or check your college email. I'm not going to send it to your personal email. So either one of these to get the test. Once you got the test, you print out the test. Okay, you print out the test and then you do on the test. Or if you do not want to print out the test, then you write on a piece of paper. But once you write on a piece of paper, make sure that you have your name on a piece of paper, definitely. And then write down, this is question 1, okay? And then question 2, question 3. And make sure you organize the questions, because I got students like, they start with question 1 and then do question 5 and then question 6 and then question 10 and then go back to question 2. I'll be like, what you're doing here? Because it's going to be very difficult for me to grade your test. So make sure that when you guys do the test, make sure you go on the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make sure you give yourself some room to do it. I know some students, like, I don't know, they are like, you know, tree huggers. They just save papers. No, they have like 2 lines per question. No, you need more than 2 lines per questions here. So make sure you guys, because the more you squeeze in, the more difficult for me to read and the more difficult for me to grade. So make sure you guys, when you do the test on the piece of paper, on the paper here, so make sure you guys, not the piece actually, I should not use a piece of paper, it should be multiple papers. Then you have to just give me more room so I can grade, I can write on it, you know, stuff like that. So make sure that I should not put that on a piece of paper. I should strike that one out. So don't put on a piece of paper. Use multiple papers, okay? So again, your test is graded by the amount of work that you've shown. If you just give me a final answer, which is 5, which is correct, you won't get the whole full points. You probably will get 1 point, okay? So make sure that I will grade your point. Your work is your final answer is either correct or wrong without worksheet will be counted as 0. So actually I give you 0, but sometimes I give you 1, depends on how, you know, how tough the question is. But still, you won't get the whole full points in this case. Use the scientific calculators. I will not accept late tests. This is something I will very straight about it. It's no, I won't accept, because you got 24 hours to do your test. So please, 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 and I will post the dates here. So please do not send me any late tests to me, because I will count it 0 for that. Okay, and then you lose the 30% or 35%, which is a lot. Okay. Once you finish your test, you can scan it. If you have a smartphone, you can download the CAM scanner. Or if you have a scanner at home, use your scanner. And don't forget that I only accept your test in the PDF form, because some of you like take pictures of the of the test. You take pictures. It's very difficult for me to grade on a picture. But if you're in a PDF form like this is the PDF form, I can grade your test very simple like this. This is how I grade your test. I'll be like, oh, so this one is correct. I just put a checkpoint on it. Oh, this is something, this is wrong, I will put a wrong. So don't forget that in my test, a checkpoint means you get it correct, and a cross means you get it wrong. Okay, and then I can write on it too. I'll be like, this belongs like the conclusion, and this is 6 + 1. So so I will type something here that that was relevant why you get it wrong, and then we'll try to correct it. It was like, this is supposed to be 6x plus 3 equals to 8, and and then I'll try to do a little bit of math work in here. So that's the reason why that if you set it in the PDF form like this, I can actually easily grade your work and type it in, and then I can send it to you so fast. Okay, so make sure you guys know how. I will show to you how to do a cam scanner here, because some of you do not know how to use it, but it's very easy. So it's free, and some of you ask me, yes, they will want you to call you to pay, but you do not need to pay for it. It's free. Okay, if you sign up with your college email, they give you more storage. So I would recommend to, when they ask you to sign in, use your school email address. They give you like double the storage of the PDF that you get. So I will teach you that. Then every test you have what we call as a pledge of honesty. You do have to sign and date the pledge to prove that you've done this test on your own, but not by others. If you're doing on the papers, you just write down pledge, and then you just give me your signature, and then your name, and then the date. Okay, so it's very easy if you just the pledge in this case. So this is the midterms and finals, and then accommodations. Students who have disabilities, please go to the college disability as the access services to get accommodations, and they will send an email to me. So if you unfortunately, if you ask for extended time, I won't give you any extended time, because 24 hours is long enough to do your test. And again, your test is not a lot. I tell you, around 15, 16 questions. Okay, it's not like it's not like 30 questions. You're not going to take the whole 24 hours to do your test. Roughly, I can tell you around 2 hours, 3 hours top, 3 hours max. Okay, to do your test. Okay. Emergency, this is mostly just read through it. That's mostly something that you guys do. So again, we were covering chapter P and chapter 1. So this is the syllabus. This is the schedule for this for the class here. So so make sure you just go through it. And then the Zoom meetings. I already set up all the 12 Zoom meetings here. So make sure that this is the Zoom meeting link that you use. So use back the Zoom meeting link for all 12 Zoom meetings that we have here. Okay. So so this is the syllabus here. Does anyone have any questions with the syllabus here so far? Anyone have any questions so far with the syllabus? Anyone, before we move on to your online stuff? Questions? Nope. Nope. If you do, just don't be shy, and and let me know. So so this is the there are 2 things that you need to do here. Beside the Zoom is the D2L. So I think this, you guys know, this is a D2L website. Let me make this bigger. How do I make this bigger? Yeah, hiding. To drag this. Sorry. They hide my Zoom stuff. There you go. All right, there you go. So so the Zoom, so this is the D2L website. So the announcement is where you should put an announcement. If there's a test, I will put it under announcement. The link for the Zoom meetings I put in YouTube will be also in the announcement. So you go to the announcement and you will find it. So this is the announcement for the Zoom. The second announcement you see here is the Webassign. So I will go through the step-by-step here. So if you doesn't know how to, forget how to do it, just go to the registered Webassign. There are the class key over here, so you can just check it. This is a wrong class. Let me see. Yep, there's something wrong with this class. I need to check the Webassign here. This should be Math 11, should be Math 11 970. And then the next thing I'm going to point out to here is under materials, under content. This is where the content will be. So the syllabus. So if you misplace, doesn't know where to find all the paperwork, I send it to you. You can come here. So this is the syllabus that you guys got. So if you need a copy of it, you can always go in here under material and under content. Notes, this is just a blank note. So if you click on these notes, they are all blank. So if you want to try to do these notes on your own, you can, but they all are it's just a blank note that we use like here. But then you can also go, so this is all blank. You can also go to the instructor notes where you get all the instructor notes in this case, like the one that I showed you here, like this one. So this is all the instructor notes that we have here. So you can get it from the under instructor notes. Okay, so these are the notes that I posted here. So if you want a copy of this kind of notes that I have, you can always go to the instructor notes here to get the notes for yourself. Okay, and then the videos are the links for the videos that I just put in there, like the one that you see over here. These are the links. So if you need, it's all under videos. And then I will keep on adding more to it. So the test, the key, the review for your test, the key for your test. So those are stuff I'll put over here. So the table of contents for this will be added on when the class go on. Okay, so this is under that. And then under assessment is your grades. So these are the in D2L, these are the few main part is your grade is here. All the paperwork that we talk about in the Zoom here is all found in D2L, and also announcement. So if something going on, or tests or anything, that I will put it all over there. So I would recommend you to check your D2L quite a lot, and then check your email, your school email. Okay. So this is the version of my test. So I'm gonna show what happens. This is the teacher's version of it. So I'm gonna show you the student's version of it. So so you will see what you will look your test. So Saidu, I'm gonna use your stuff here, your gradebook here. Where was that? So you will get something like this as a student. As you know that I am a human, I make mistakes. So if there's any mistakes I got, you have to let me know. Okay, then I will make it right. Usually on top here is the calculated what percent you get for this class. And then you have a midterm, which is a 30%. You have online homework, 25%. These are all your online homework here. You have only around, I believe, 6 plus 7. You got 6 plus 7, 13. You only got 13 online homework in this case, okay, for the whole semester. And then your final is 35, and then your attendance is 10%. And these are the dates for attendance, and I will drop 2 because you got 2 freebies. So if I make any mistake on putting any scores here, especially your midterms and your finals, you have to come and talk to me. Okay, you email me. Okay, the reason why is because that if you don't email me, then I'll just take whatever error that I make. So make sure that you guys check your grade here, and any mistakes, quickly email me back. Okay, and that's very important here because that's your grade. You guys doing okay so far with this website here? You don't have any questions? Anyone? Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about here is, I'm going to shut this one. Oh, sorry. Okay. Should be that. The next thing we're going to talk about here is to register to your online your online homework. So not your class, your online homework here. So we'll talk about going into the Webassign. Okay. So so when you go into the Webassign, I'm going to sign out here so you guys can see here. So make sure you do webassign.net. Okay. And then, so the first thing you need to do is you enter class key. This is the first thing you guys have to do here is enter class key here. And then this is the class key. What you need to do is you enter the class key. I think it's Let me see. Right over here. The class key is the first box is nhcc.mansq. So that's nhcc.mansq here. And then the second box is 2323. And then the last box will be 6764. Okay, so this is how you only do this one time only. And then, so make sure that you have 970. My name is Paul and North Hennepin, and you click yes, this is your class. If you guys have a Cengage account, that means you take any Cengage classes like your business Cengage and your chemistry or your science have a Cengage account, then you can go in and put in your email and your password. If you forget your email, your password, you can click here. They will send your password or email, your username to your email address. So make sure you guys know that. If you are new to this, and then you just hit create account, okay? And then you just create all the accounts, you know, like create your Facebook account, your new Facebook account. They will ask your name and so on, so on, so on. If you have, there are some links that you can link to your Webassign account, but this is for special case. I think you bought like a code or something else, a special like a 1-year subscription code or something else. But I will recommend make sure sign in here. So this is actually is your first homework. So your first homework for today for me is to register to Webassign here. So I want you to register to Webassign. If you do not have the code for the class yet, you can let me just sign in here first so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You have a few more steps after that. Let me just go straight to it. Sorry. So when you register, then they will ask you for the payment link. So I think you can get like a payment. You can buy this using your credit card for like, I don't know how much is it. I think that I have no idea how much is the price is. So if you or you can click, you can do this for 2 weeks for free. So so because you're waiting for your money or your paycheck or anything. So when you guys sign into this Webassign, when they ask you for payment, if you are still waiting for money, you're still waiting for your financial aid, you're still waiting for something else, you can actually, that's the last option saying that I can access this for 2 weeks. Just click on that one and you can still do your homework, do everything. So make sure that you guys do your pick one of those choices over there. Okay. I think 4 students are really good. Some of you registered already. Nice. So so I can see. So once you, so I can show it to you what it looks like when you register and log in here. So this is what we're doing. We're doing chapter P and chapter 1. So these are all the assignments. I already opened all the assignments for you guys. So again, mostly 2 per week. You can tell they're all due on Monday by midnight. So there's no homework due tonight. The next homework is going to be the coming Monday, next Monday, and then the following Monday. Mostly there are 2 homework. The only thing that is going to be weird here is the last week, because on the 6th week, the last week of class, I cannot push the homework to the 7th week, the Monday of the 7th week. So actually I have to put it on Thursday. So actually on the 6th, the last week of class, which is on the August 10th to the August 13th, you have to do, there are 5 homeworks here. 3 that's due on Monday and 2 that's due on Thursday. And then the reason why I put this on Thursday is because your final is on Friday, the 14th. So that's why I want you guys to finish doing all this chapter 1 before you guys take the test, my final test. Okay. So example is, so if you're doing homework, just click on one of these. I just click on one of these. So some of the questions, again, you got 5 chance to do it. So some of them is very easy. They are like kind of like a multiple choice where you can pick your own questions here. If you click the need help, if you click the read it, it will be the textbook, the ebook will pop up. Okay. So the read it means the ebook, and if you have this means you pick the select choices. Like this is the one that is not, this is the one that you have to type in. And I can tell you that this is the one that you got 5 chances. And if you do not know how to do it, there is a help. And if you click the watch it, say, I don't know how to do question 6. You click watch it, and this is the watch it. You kind of figure out that
determine which numbers in the set are natural numbers.
So you can
And
tell
next to the
that
set of numbers,
the numbers here is a little bit different from the numbers given to you. So you can watch this and they will show you how to do this. And I don't want to pause it. So you can watch it over and over and over and over again. I mean, and don't forget this has 5 parts. The reason why it has 5 parts because this question has 5 parts. Okay, so that's the reason why you have to do 5 parts in this case. So A, B, C, D, E. And then if you have any questions, over here you see ask your teacher. You can click on it and you can ask the teacher, ask me. Okay, so click on it and then you send me an email. And as I told you, if something wrong or you type in the correct answer but they reject the answer or you're missing a comma or something like that, just ask me and then I'll give you back the point. Some students say that I want to study for the test. Let's say you have a test tomorrow and you want to study it. I want to do this question. Then you just click the practice another version. So if you do this, it's kind of like a practice. It won't affect your grades. It won't affect anything. It's just a practice on it. So if you want to practice for your test or something else, and again, class, you can only submit this answer 5 times. So make sure you guys got this one. Okay. Questions with this? Anyone have any questions so far? Do you have 5 on all the questions? Yeah. Yes, there are 5 chances on all the questions, except for mostly the blank ones, 5 choice, 5 chances. I don't know about this multiple choice one. I think it's maybe 2 or 3. I think it's also 5 if I'm not mistaken. But these are like a freebie points for you guys because it's just, you know, it's selected. But I can tell you that this is all, you got 5 chances per part, A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So Adam, I think I answer your questions here, right? So yep, mostly they all, I think I put all 5 chances here. So make sure that you guys, again, class, once you hit the 3rd chance, 3rd wrong, you still doesn't know how to do it, it's time for you to email me, okay? It's time for you to email me and ask me what's going on. Can you help me with this? Then I can help you with that, okay? So there are 5. So make sure you guys do it and you can start ahead of time. Once before you exit, make sure that these points are all shown here. Okay, so this is how we keep track your points. Sometimes when you go online, it goes idle. You doesn't know, you know, is something happens. So you know, maybe you cannot. Something happens to you online. So make sure that you check your points here. Okay, so you might get that. So that is the homework here. Where was that? Back to home. The next thing we can do, and then this is the ebook. So if you click on this one, you get yourself an ebook. So you can read the ebook if you want to. So mostly is your homework is very straightforward type is on here, and then the ebook, and then that's mostly what your online homework is. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have questions for me? We can start the chapter P here. Anyone?
So do you need to buy the code from the bookstore or you can buy it online?
The code, usually you buy it from the bookstore or buy it from the website. I'm worried about when you buy it online. If someone used the code already, you cannot reuse it again.
Okay.
So yeah, if you buy it online and if the person who sell it to you is he or she already used that code, you are not allowed to use. I mean, the code is only good for one person.
All right.
So I would recommend you to either buy it from the bookstore or buy it from the website.
Okay.
That would be the safest way to do it, because I got students that buy it from. I mean, if you want to buy it on the like your Amazon or something else, you know, make sure you email to that person saying that, hey, you know what, I'm gonna buy this code. Is this code being used or is new? If it's used, you don't buy it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
That's something I want to tell you. Yep. Make sure it's new, brand new, not being used. All right. So this is chapter 1 is about real numbers. So we go through some notes here and some examples here. So we've got like 20 minutes here. So natural numbers is what we call as counting numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whole numbers is like a natural numbers, but it includes 0. Okay. Integers are what we call as number line. So if you remember, when you draw a number line, you start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then -1, -2, -3. So those are what we call as integers. Okay. Rational numbers are numbers that can be represented by fraction. So any numbers that can be represented by fractions, it is considered rational numbers. For example, all the integers are rational numbers because we can write all this in fraction, like over 1. You can make all this over 1. Okay. Decimals that is terminate, like 0.5, 0.6, 0.32, that is also rational because we can write all these numbers into fraction. Does anyone know what's 0.5 in fraction? You know what's 0.5 in fraction? Anyone?
1/2.
1/2, yep. Okay. And does anyone, and then any decimals that is repeat, like 0.3 with a line, you guys know the line here means, right? You just keep on 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So any decimals that is repeat can be written down as a fraction. So can someone tell me what is 0.333 to repeat in fraction? It's not tricky. It's not that tough. Anyone? 0.3333 repeats. 1/3. Okay, so 1/3 is 0.33 repeat. And if you want to put 0.66666 repeat, anyone know what is that fraction represent?
1/6.
No, good try. Don't forget, this is 1/3 is 0.333, 0.666 is kind of like double of it, right? So that will be what? Anyone? Chat room, the chat room. See. Yep, 2/3. Sorry, Zach, I didn't get your. I know someone. I know some. Okay, yep. So this will be 2/3. Okay, so make sure. So all these decimals that is terminating and repeating is rational numbers. Okay, irrational numbers are decimals that does not terminate and does not repeat, like the number pi. The e, you will learn that in college algebra. And mostly all the square root that is not perfect square. I think you guys know what a perfect square is, right? So like √3, √2, √5, √6, √7, those are all irrational. The perfect square one is all going to be a whole number, like square root of 4, square root of 9. They all know that 2 and 3, so they all will be whole numbers. Okay. Real numbers are numbers that consist of rationals and irrational numbers. So if you combine rational and irrational numbers together, then you get the whole real numbers. And if you look at this chart over here, this chart shows the sequence of numbers in mathematics. The real numbers is always on the top of the chain, and then the real numbers will break into irrational and rational. And then rational can actually be integers. Integers can actually be whole numbers, and whole numbers can be counting numbers. So it's kind of like a the chain in this case. Okay. The next thing we talk about here is inequality. I think you guys are familiar with inequality. This symbol is called less than. So this is A less than B, which is also the same thing as B is greater than A. So if I write A less than B, it's the same thing as B greater than A. These are all the symbols, less than symbol, greater than symbol, less than or equals to, greater than equals to. So those are the symbols we will use. So when you guys use a less than symbol, we have to use parentheses. This is what we call as interval notation. This is very important. So when you have x is less than a, it means that you start at a, look at the graph, and it goes to the left. That means that for the interval type, it's going to be negative infinity to a. Why we put negative infinity first is because when you write in the interval notation, the minimum has to come first, then followed by the maximum. Okay, so make sure you guys know this is very important. And we use parentheses for without the equal sign. If you have less than or equals to, then we will use bracket. You can tell the graph, we also use bracket for the equal to. Okay, greater than, x is greater than a means a and above. So we will do a to infinity because a is the smallest one, and we use parentheses. And greater than or equals to, we use bracket here, a to infinity. If you see something like this is called in between. That means X is in between A and B. And I can tell you that if you look at all this inequality, the symbols here is always less than, okay? You do not have something that looks like one is less than and one is greater than. There is no such thing in math that we have this kind of inequality here. If I look at this, I'll be like, what you thought writing here? It's like you're writing something that I do not know what you're writing. Okay. So so mostly if you look at in between, they all always have less than or equals to or less than. Okay. Again, in the graph is between A and B, and the internal notation is A, B with parentheses. If you have an equal sign, you just change this into brackets. Okay. And you can have a partial, means one include, one does not include. So that means this one does not include A, but this include B. So that's why one has a parenthesis, one has a bracket. Same thing with your graph here. So these are all what we call as in between. Okay. And then it can be also all real numbers. Now, what's the meaning when I say all real numbers? All real numbers, back to what we talk about here, is a set of all real numbers. All real number stands means everything. Okay. So that means the whole number line. So what happens to interval notation if you have all real numbers? Negative infinity to positive infinity means everything, and your graph will be the whole line with two arrows on both sides. This is the meaning of all real numbers. So we can have such answers in this case. So make sure you guys know what's going on here. Next is absolute value. Absolute value means is that the magnitude or the distance between the origin and the point from the real numbers on the real number line. So a lot of students know this, that absolute value cannot be negative. Okay, so make sure you guys know that absolute value cannot be negative. But if you have a negative in front of your absolute value, okay, then anyone know what that is? If you have a negative of an absolute value of a -3. You guys know what you guys got here? Chat room. Anyone? Yep, 3. Yep. So in this case, not 3. No, 3 is wrong here. Okay. Because this, the absolute of -3 is 3, but the negative will bring forward. So this is actually is a -3. Okay, so this absolute value become 3, and the negative up front here become negative. And a lot of students tell me, David, 2 negative become positive. It's not true. 2 negative become positive if we use parentheses. Yes, then this is 3. Okay. So make sure you guys know the difference between an absolute value, which the two lines here, and the parentheses. These two are different things. Okay, just want to point out to you here. Next we'll talk about here is algebraic expression. When you have the word expression, the expression has no equal sign, like 2x plus 3. Okay, so make sure you guys know that the word expression has no equal sign. Does anyone know what it is if you have an equal sign? We don't call it expression. What we call that? Anyone? This is all basic stuff. Very basic stuff here. Equation, yes, we call it as an equation. So this is something that you guys need to watch out here is when you guys have expression, we can only simplify. Simplify means like combine like terms and factoring and all those things. But when you have an equation, when you have an equal sign, we don't simplify, we solve. So every time when you do a math questions, they have a like a statement up front and say, I want you to simplify. And when you simplify, you don't add 3 on both sides, divide by 5, try to solve it. Because if you try to solve that, you won't get the right answer. And then when the questions have an equation, then you will solve it. So like this case, 2x plus 3 is an expression, you cannot solve it. But if I say 2x plus 3 equals to 7, now this is an equation, you can solve this. You can solve for x. Okay, so make sure you guys know the difference between an equation and an expression. Okay, so very important. Next will be terms. I think you guys know the terms. So like if you have these polynomials is called 4 terms because it has 1, 2, 3, 4. It's called 4 terms here. It's all separate by addition and subtraction. Okay. So the one that doesn't have x or variables on it is called as the constant term. This is called a constant term. And then the rest of them is called as the variable term. Okay. Next, Evaluate. If you want to evaluate, means you substitute the value into that expression. So if I give you that and I put x equals to 1, I want you to evaluate. Evaluate means you substitute this 1 into your x. And every time when you substitute this, evaluate or substitute, make sure you put parentheses on it. Okay, make sure you use parentheses. Otherwise, you're going. And then in order for it to simplify, make sure you use orders of operation. PEMDAS. Some of you know PEMDAS. Some of you know that like something my Aunt Sally, something like that. You know. So make sure you guys know that. Basic stuff that you guys know. There are some properties. Commutative property of addition. Commutative means that you can interchange your addition. That means a plus b is the same thing as b plus a. 1 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 1. Commutative property of multiplication means you can switch place if they are multiplied. 1 times 2 is the same thing as 2 times 1. So don't forget, these two types of commutative property can only use for addition and multiplication. It cannot use for subtraction and division. Okay, because 1 minus 2 and 2 minus 1 is not the same thing. 1 over 2 and 2 over 1 is not the same thing. So make sure you guys know this is only good for addition and multiplication. Associative property of addition and multiplication is telling us that you can add if you want to add 3 things together, you can add the first 2 and then add the last one, or you can add the last 2 and then add the first one. So it's just the same thing. So if they're all adding or subtracting, all adding, not subtracting, it's all adding. Subtraction doesn't work. Same thing in multiply. If you can multiply the first 2 and then multiply the third one, it's the same thing as multiply the last 2 and then multiply the first one. So this is important is because if you have something like 13 times 4 times 5, so instead of doing 13 times 4, which is a lot of work, we just do 4 times 5 first, because 4 times 5 is easy, which is 20, right? So 4 times 5 is 20. And then after that, you just multiply 13 by 20, which is easier to do that. So this is what we call as associative property, means that instead of doing the first 2, we do the last 2 first, easier for us. And then after that, we multiply 13 and 20. Okay. Distributive property, if you have a parenthesis with addition or subtraction here, you can distribute the A to the B and C. So you get AB plus AC. Your A can be also at the back, so you just distribute the backwards way. And distributive property can be used if this is a minus. Okay, so it's not just addition, subtraction is also be used. For example, it's 2x plus 2. The 2 you distribute become 2x plus 4. Okay. Additive identity property means you add with 0. As you guys know, anything add with 0, you get back the same thing. So every time when you see the word identity property, identity means that you get back the same thing. Okay, so when you add something, you get back the same thing. For multiply, to get back the same thing, we multiply by 1. So anything multiplied by 1, you get back the same thing. So that is called the additive and multiplicative identity property. Inverse means we do the backwards. So if you take A and if you subtract A, you get 0. And for multiplication, the inverse is division. So A and then you multiply by 1 over A, which is kind of fraction division, you get 1. So when you have an inverse, you kind of do the opposite. If it's an addition, you add it with subtraction. If it's a multiply, you do it divide. But you always get 0 when you do addition. For multiplication, you always get 1. Okay. The rest of them is pretty much negation, which should put a negative in front here. So let's say this is important here. Division with 0. Okay. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. I think a lot of you know that. But watch out for division here. So this is something you need to watch out here. So if you have 0 divided by A, any number, you get 0. But if your 0 is in the denominator, it's undefined. So make sure you guys know these two, very important. If you use a calculator, you will get 0 for question, the third one. The fourth one, you will get an error message. If you take 10 divided by 0, you get an error message. So that means it's undefined for us. Okay, do not put error or something else. We do it undefined. In your online homework, they use DNE. Okay, for online homework, they use DNE. It means does not exist. Okay, so so in your online homework, they do DNE. Zero product property says that if you multiply these two, then A can be 0, B can be 0. Okay, so this is used a lot in factoring. So we'll bring it up when we do P3 or P4 when we do factoring here. I think mostly everything is pretty much you can go through it. Okay. You guys know what is prime numbers. So like if you want to write 20 as a product of prime, it's not 4 times 5 because 4 can be still break it down to 2 times 2. So 20 is 2 times 2 times 5. This is what we call as a product of prime. That means I want everything in prime numbers here. Okay. So mostly everything you can go through, read through it. Which one do you think number line here? Yes, this is the one that I think I need to teach you guys how to do this one. If I want you to plot this in a number line, so where is -7/4? So how do we do -7/4 is we have to change this into what we call as a mixed number, -1/3. So that means we know this is between -1 and -2. So this is -1 and this is -2. How do we figure out the 3/4 here is because there are 4 parts in here, and 3 means you go 3 to the left because it's negative. So 1, 2, 3. So your answer for -7/4 is right over here. And if you want to find where's -1.8, -1.8 is a little bit left on that one because if you change this -7/4, this is actually -1.75 in decimals. And -1.8 is on the left side of that. Okay. Where is 2/3? 2/3 in this case is between 0 and 1. And if I think you guys know the 2/3 that we just did just now is 0.6666, right? So that means it's a little bit more than half. So half is over here. So this is half here. So it's a little bit more than half. So that's the reason why that is right here. But 2.3 is actually on the 2 and 3. So make sure you guys know where is the real numbers here. This is especially important when you graph an equation. Okay. In inequality, I think you guys are okay with this. Again, make sure you guys know that this symbol is greater than without parentheses. If you have an equal to, make sure you use a brackets. Okay. What else do we have? Mostly everything that here is pretty straightforward type. This one is difficult, the D, the part D here, 7D here. So what happens when you take -3? So when you have anything above, for X is -3, which is right here, that means you can plug in like -1, -2, and you always will get a positive number because this will make your denominator positive. Okay, but what happens if you put below the -3, then your answer will make him negative because the denominator is always going to be negative in this case. So what I want to tell you here is this is what we call as a piecewise function, which you will do it in college algebra. So you will probably see this in your homework here. Okay. Let's say the rest is pretty much easier. Easy, you do not need to worry about that. These are the rules. Fractions. Do you guys know what to do when you divide fractions? Got another minute left here. When you divide fractions and multiply fractions, you do not need to find LCDs. Okay, you just need to change the division to multiply and then flip-flop the second fractions. Okay, but when you add and subtract fractions, you have to find the LCD. Okay, make sure you guys know how to do all those important features here in this case. So so there are homeworks here. So the first homework what I want you guys to do is I want you to register to your Webassign. That's the first homework. Second homework is download cam scanner in your phone and then scan something. If you just scan something. I just want to point out to you here. Let me show it to you the cam scanner here. So now I'm going to give you I'm going to stop sharing here and I'll show it to you what the cam scanner looks like. So so this is so now you can see so this is a cam scanner. So download it, it's free, don't pay anything off. So they ask you for this, do you want to pay anything? You say no, start free trial, it should be free. So do not need to do anything. So what you do is when you have a cam scanner, there's a little button here, that's a camera, you just press on it. Okay, now there's a lot of options here, like when you have your cameras, you got videos, everything. make sure that you have what we call it. That is one called documents. I don't know if you guys can see that. See the DOC documents. So make sure you in the documents mode, not in the picture mode or ID card or whatever mode is it. Okay. And what happened is then you just take a picture of it, and then let me just take a picture. Like I'm gonna take a picture of myself here. Okay. So once you take a picture, and then they will figure out what Zoom section, what Zoom you want. So let's say you pick that one. You say, okay, I'm done. Then you hit next. And then they will scan it out like that really nicely. And then you just go save it. Okay, you hit save. And then once you save, you can take another page because your test has like 5 pages or 6 pages. So you just click again on here, and they will scan the next page for you. Okay, and then you repeat the same thing. And once you finish doing all those tasks, it will look something like, let me show it to you. It looks something like this one. So you will have like first page, and then second page, third page, fourth page, all these pages, you know, you will scan it, and then they will put everything into here. And then what you hit is the top button here. You see the PDF. So click on the PDF button here. Oh, sorry. And then you make everything in one PDF. They all make in one PDF. All the pages become one file. And then after that, you just share it. You click share. And then you put in your, you put your mail, you put on the email, and then you email it to me. You guys got me here? So if you're scared that you doesn't know Office Lens work fine, yeah, Office Lens also works. So as long as you have a tool to scan your documents, and if you doesn't know, you know, I'm not sure, you can always send something to me. You know, take 3 documents and scan it, you know, send it to me, and I said, David, is this good? You know, if you're worried about, you know, because a lot of people wait till last minute, and I have students wait the last minute and they struggle with the last piece, which is this scanning piece. So if you have time now, do it. If you know how to do it, perfect. If you doesn't know how to do it, practice. It's very easy. Take 3 documents, scan it, send it to me, and say, David, is this good? I will say, yep, this is good. I see everything. This is what you're gonna do in your test. Okay. So make sure you guys do that. Okay. Is Mario here? Mario is not here. Zainab here. So we email you right away. Yep. Do not upload your correct habit. You do not upload in D2L. You just email it to me. Okay. It's better email it to me because sometimes D2L has a lot of issues. And then usually when you email it to me, when I look at it, I will email back to you, say that, all right, I got your test. So make sure you get a confirmation back from me. Some students just email me, and because, okay, when you email me, when you upload stuff, make sure you wait for a few minutes because it takes time for your computer to upload into your email. So a lot of students did not wait time and just quickly send it to me, and your document is not openable because they've not finished uploading it. So make a few seconds, and usually I will email you back for confirmation that I got your test. So make sure you guys, when you guys send me any documents, don't just, oh, I sent it, I can go do work and do it. No, wait for it, wait till I get a response back from me, because if I get something wrong, I have students that I have to like contact you. It's like, hey, I cannot open your files, you know, then, you know, it's all off, you know, no, not good. So Mario is not here. Zainab is not here, right? Anyone? If you are here, just say present. Marisa, is Marisa here? No. Elizabeth? No. Natalie? No. Is everyone good? Okay, present. Okay, I got you guys. So those are the 4 or 5% that is not here. All right. So this is the end of the Zoom sessions here. So you have any questions, do email me. Talk to you for a minute. Yes, Heavenly, you can talk to me after class. If you want to talk to me after class, stay online. If you think they are good to go, please, you can go. So don't forget Cam Scanner, Webassign, and then you can start working on your homework. Okay, if you want to. Okay, I recommend go start ahead. If you are free, go do your homework. If you have any questions, you can talk to me now. Otherwise, you can go. We'll see you on Thursday at 12. Okay.
I have a question.
Yep, Saidu, yes.
So will we be going through this example for each time we meet, or we need to
Yes.
go through the lecture note and figure out it?
This is consider your attendance, so it's 10%. That's why
Okay.
that's why I'm taking attendance. I'm taking
Okay.
yeah. So that's why I have to take all your attendance. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hebben. I'll talk to you in a minute after my question. Okay. I'm gonna stop right.